Have you ever had a dream and suddenly you realize what's happening next? It doesn't make any sense, and you realize you're dreaming. And you realize if you know that you're dreaming, then you can control what's going to happen next. When I have an episode, it's exactly like that, only backwards. Sometimes when things are bad, I sit and I make a list of reasons not to kill myself. And my mom is always at the top of the list. I love her, and I know that if I died, she would be devastated. And I try to stay alive for her sake. Next is usually my little sister, because she's had enough to go wrong with her life, and it would be sad to die without ever really knowing her. Next, I list friends of mine. But when you want to kill yourself, sometimes it's hard to think rationally about who your friends are. You can think that they all hate you behind your back, and you can even think sometimes that secretly they want you dead. I'm not saying it makes any sense, but you can think it anyway. The first time I tried to kill myself, I was 10. And when I woke up the next morning, I was so relieved, and I was so happy. I hadn't succeeded. I didn't tell anyone. And for a while, I was happy to be alive. A year later, I tried again. I've lost count of how many times I've tried. I tried to poison myself, overdose on sleeping pills, hang myself, drown myself, suffocate myself, and throw myself into traffic. Now when I wake up after taking every sleeping pill, in arm's reach and washing it down with a bottle of wine, I'm never ever relieved. I'm trapped. I feel desperate. I feel like I'm even more of a failure because I can't kill myself. And I've wondered if the reason I can't kill myself is because I'm already dead in hell. And because this is a living hell, and there's no better description than that. But your physical drive to live can undermine your mind's desire to die, and your instincts to breathe are hard to overcome. And at that point, you can't bear another second of misery, but your heart just refuses to stop beating. It has some nerve. Oh, it's hard to tell people that I love that I want to die. So I spend a lot of my time and energy pretending that everything is okay. I make jokes, and when I end up in the hospital, it was almost a relief. Because I didn't have to act for anyone anymore. I just cried all day. No one took it personally. No one wanted to blame themselves. I could just cry, and it didn't hurt anyone's feelings. And the honesty was refreshing. But then I started to look around at the other patients around me. I started to realize that I'm never going to get better. And there's an 80-year-old woman that's been here in and out of psych wards her whole life. And what she does is she stares at the ceiling and she just cries all day. You know? She just stares at the ceiling. And she cries. And she looks at me. And she goes, "Why won't they let me die?" And you know, I don't have an answer. And I realized that's my future. No therapy is going to help me cope. No medication will ever fix me. Because I will always be this way. I'm not okay. I've never been okay. I will always be one bad day away from suicide. And I spend my life pretending to not know what's inevitable. But I will always be one bad day away from killing myself.